Hello and welcome back to my channel, Craft Time by Casey. I am Casey and today this is the necklace I will be making. I am very happy with how this one came out. Most of the parts came from the Spring Splendor Treasure Bag, curated by GGC Beginning Beaters. I love this. I just love the way this necklace came out. It is so shiny with that chain. This is the chain that came in the bag, but because each link is so thin, it still has a very dainty look to it. I really like this chain. And of course we have the focal pendant that also came in the treasure bag. I love the way this came out. Of course, I stacked it with a few of the other beads and a component that I made. I love the way this necklace came out. So if you would like to see how this necklace came about, then stay tuned. All right, let's get right into it. So the tools that I will be using today, I will be using 2 sets of chain nose pliers, and I will be using my set of cutters, and I will also be using my set of round nose pliers. And I will link this tool set down below. It is a little bit more expensive, but I find that it was well worth the investment to get a really nice set of tools. Okay, so this is the focal pendant that I will be using for this necklace. And I have this other leaf focal that I will be kind of connecting where it lays on top of it. Both of these came in the Spring Splendor Treasure Bag. And of course, I will link below everything that I used today that did not come in the Spring Splendor bag. However, most of the items that I'm going to be using did come from that bag. So this will be the focal charm. All right, and this is the chain that came in the bag. I love the way this chain looks. It is a larger chain, however, because it is so thin, it still has a very dainty look to it. And I love the, larger link and then smaller link, the kind of back and forth pattern. And that will be something that I will be using as a part of the decoration of this necklace. All right, so there will be several components that we will be making. You're gonna need about 15 flathead pins for the design I'm going to be making today. All right, so you'll take your flathead pin and put on the small turquoise faceted round. And then I will be using spacers from my own stash. And then the rice beads that came in the treasure bag. And then I'm gonna put a clear 11-0 seed bead on the top to add just that little flourish. It's going to add just that little bit of sparkle at the top. And how I make my loops, I'm gonna put my round nose pliers just over the top of the top bead there, and then bend it just like that, and then bend it back with my fingers. And then go in there with my cutters into that loop. Definitely want to try to hang on to that tail so it doesn't go flying. And then go back in there with your round nose pliers and close that loop. Just like that. And then I will make one with the larger bicone. So once again, you'll need that flathead pin. Same design with the turquoise faceted, and then go into the spacer, and then the larger cyan bicones, the elongated bicones, and then again that clear 11-0 seed bead, just that little flourish of sparkle. And then the loop is the same way, go right above that top bead and then bend it back with my fingers, and then I'm going to go in that loop with my cutters. And then go back in with my round nose pliers and close that loop, just like that. So these are the two components that we will need for this necklace, and what you will need to make for the completed necklace. For the smaller rice beads, you will need to make 9 of these components, just like this. And then for the larger bicone bead components, you will need to make 6 of these components, just like that. All right, so here we go. I now have all of my components, and I will be putting together the pendant for this necklace. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is take my larger jump ring. This is going to be 8 millimeters, and I'm going to put it around the neck of this leaf pendant. All right, and then I'm going to close that jump ring. And it is not large enough to come off on its own anyway, so it's pretty secure on this pendant. And now everything that we're going to be hanging off of the front of this is going to be hanging off of that jump ring. All right, so now I'm going to take my much thinner gauge jump ring and put it through my leaf. And then I'm going to attach it to that jump ring off of the metal leaf. And I'm going to close that jump ring just like that, so it's nice and snug. And then it's going to be hanging off the front of that pendant. And then I'm going to take one of my smaller rice bead components and one of my very small 4 millimeter thin gauge jump rings, and I'm going to connect it right to the front of that leaf. And close that jump ring. All right, so there is that pendant. So now I'm going to add the clasp to the back of the necklace, and that way I know exactly where to hang the charms and make sure everything is nice and even on the other side. So I'm going to use my much thicker gauge jump ring and add it to that last link and close that jump ring. And then I'm going to take my 6 millimeter jump ring, connect it to the other link, add my lobster clasp, and then close that jump ring. Okay, so now I'm going to connect this chain and I can see when I hold it by the clasp, you can see the top of the chain lines up, and I can see exactly where I need to add the pendant. So this link right here is the center link. So I will be adding this jump ring directly to this link, and that is what I will be attaching the pendant to. So that's the pendant at the bottom. And now I will show you how I'm going to add the components. All right, so each one of these smaller links going up the side of the chain is going to have a component in here. So I'm going to have 3 on each side of the bicone components, and then past that, I'm going to have 4 on each side of the rice bead components. So I will attach the first 2 to show you how I'm going to do it, and then we'll skip ahead. Each one is going to be attached with these 4mm jump rings. So I'm going to open it, and then all based on where the link is attached to the pendant, I'm going to go up 1 link to the next smaller link. I'm going to attach the jump ring and the bicone component and close that jump ring. All right, then I'm going to get the same size jump ring, open it just a little bit more, go to the next small link, just like that, add a bicone component, and close that jump ring. All right, so there's those first 2 components. I'm going to add 1 more bicone component the exact same way, and then I'm going to add 4 of the rice bead components the exact same way, each one of them on the smaller link. So we'll catch back up when we have finished this side. All right, so here is one side of the necklace. Here in the front, you have 3 of the bicone beads, 4 of the rice beads. We're going to be doing the exact same thing on the other side. All right, so here is the final piece, and I'm going to set it up on my display so we can get a better look at it. All right, so here is the final piece. And I love how shiny this is with that bright silver chain and all of the reflection and the sparkle of those faceted beads. I just think this turned out very simple and very nice, very shiny. I think it's beautiful. I love the way that it came out. I love that leaf pendant. I definitely like that nature element to jewelry. So I think this turned out beautiful. So if you liked this video and you want to see other videos like this, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Give me a like, leave a comment. What do you think of this necklace? I absolutely love reading your comments. You guys are so kind. And I appreciate each and every one of you. And I definitely look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.